Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. My name's Jerry, and that is Edward. Now is the time when we lend an ear to our fellow supporters.
Yeah. This is genuinely one of my favourite bits of doing recordings. Just like hearing other people. It's really nice.
The mailbox was stuffed today. We have a lot to discuss.
Yeah, boy.
Seriously. So we're gonna get through these as quickly as we can. So let's get on this. Owen Doyle 694 and Everton EFC 1878. Both of those two people asked, who's going to be Koeman's replacement if he gets sacked?
I don't like talking about it. I know it doesn't seem obvious, but I don't really like talking about Koeman losing his job. But if he was to lose his job to someone, I would say Ancelotti, Tuchel, one of the two there. Or I think it's probably going to be Unsworth. That would be his replacement for the season. Until the start of next season, where we can get a good, decent replacement in with lots of research. But I think Unsworth would be given a go. I wouldn't mind it. Maybe Ferguson, don't mind. But if we were going to go straight in for someone who is really there, Ancelotti or Tuchel.
I think initially it's going to be Unsworth as caretaker manager. And I don't... Although I would like to give him a run just to see how he does, I think Moshiri wants a sexy hire. Someone with a bigger name, someone with more of a pedigree. And I think a lot of Evertonians want that too. Despite them also really wanting Unzi to do well. So, I mean, I think the caretaker is going to be Unsworth for a little while, and I'm, just for the sake of picking someone, just one person, I'm going to say Tuchel. That's the one that I would say, yeah, that's who I want. Jack Lamb, 123 on Instagram, has asked if we would take Eddie Howe on.
Ooh. That is a very good question. I do like Eddie Howe. He's a good manager. The way he's managed to turn Bournemouth's club around is pretty impressive. He's able to bring young talent in. He knows a team. He knows how to play a team and get wins, although it doesn't look like it recently. But they've, a bit like us, they've had a tough run of fixtures. That's a really tricky one because he's young, so he could be inexperienced. But I feel like if we brought him in, he could be around for a while. I do think I would take him, but I know we're not going to get him. Not until the end of the season, at least. Because of the fact that Bournemouth are desperately needing him right now.
Yeah. I mean, to be totally honest with you, I mean, I like Eddie Howe. I think he's a good manager. I mean, I would love the idea, and I don't think everybody else would agree with me, but I wouldn't mind Sean Dyche. These are managers that have taken, clubs and brought them up and brought a sense of stability to their club. And I don't know. I like Eddie Howe. I would be okay with it. I just don't. I agree with you. I don't think it's going to happen, but not necessarily because he's at Bournemouth right now. I think Moshiri wants someone bigger. I think he wants to really push us up there. Okay?
I think that's really good, actually, to show. It shows the kind of owner he is.
Ambition. He's got ambition.
And normally, when he wants his man, he gets his man, doesn't he? Like with Koeman. He was prepared to pay the, 1 or 2 million payout to basically the transfer fee to get him.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows he does want his guy, and he does care about Evertonians a lot.
Everton EFC 1878 also asks, how do we get to the next level? Number one, we have to start bringing in some kind of cohesion and stability for the team. We have to be right now we have to be more of a dependable Europa League team because we're not that right now. We're not even that. All right? We have to be a place where people want to come and play. I think at the beginning of the season, people wanted to come to us a little bit more because we had Europa League and there was a lot of promise. Right now, it looks like bad mojo. It's just something's not right, and we haven't played well in Europa League. and we need to be in either Europa League or Champions League to really get to the next level. I think we get some stability and we start moving up in the league. And really, I think to really truly get to the next level, that new stadium.
Yeah, I can understand. I only have 1 point.
Shoot.
Not needing to sell our stars. Because we sold Rooney for big money. We sold Lukaku for big money. We sold Stones for big money. Okay, some of those might not be the greatest names in football, but we're still a feeder club. It doesn't matter that we spent 100 million on Sigurdsson, Keane, Pickford, all of these. To get to the next level, we can buy those players by all means, like go big with the transfer fees or everything like that. Shows we're getting to that level, but we only were able to spend that money because we sold Lukaku, because we had to sell our main stars.
Do you think that's true? Do you think it's sell to buy? Seriously?
Yes, at the minute. I mean, okay, if we keep hold of Barkley, Sigurdsson will be the first one which says we bought someone and we didn't sell someone.
Right.
Because if you look at we sold 90 million, we got 90 million for Lukaku. Most of the signings of the summer were covered by that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Sigurdsson's transfer that really stepped out of that. So to go to the next level, I would say we shouldn't be selling our stars, because if you look at the likes of Spurs, you'd say a couple of years ago Spurs were at the same level as us, weren't they?
Mm.
Or maybe a little bit higher. But they sold Gareth Bale, and that was a big mistake. Similar to us with Lukaku. That was a big mistake. They did make a lot of investments in the team, but most of them didn't work out. That's when they brought in players like Harry Kane. Harry Kane was one of their own, basically, and they have not sold him for, I think it was about 3 or 4 seasons, when they said there were going to be big money moves coming in for him. They've gotten to the next level because of his goals, because of his quality, and in so, not selling their star player. So that is what I think is going to get us to the next level.
All right, not to perpetuate the conversation, because we do need to move on, but I don't think we would have sold Lukaku if he wanted to stay. So I think what you're saying is partially true. I think the other half of it is we need to be a place where the players want to stay. Because I think we didn't want to sell Stones, but we did. We didn't want to sell Lukaku, but we did. And I'm not completely sold that we really want to sell Barkley. We've offered him a contract, and he said no. We have to be a place where these players want to be. And I think by doing that, we've got to get some stability, and we've got to start winning some silverware. We got to start moving up in the table. Because right now, where we're at in the table, no one wants to come to that.
That obviously brings us into the next question, which is why isn't Davies starting every week, and is Koeman the reason why Barkley wants to leave? That was brought in by Loza Joey Gately on Facebook. So thank you for that, Loza. Jerry, if you want to kick it off.
As far as the Davies question, there's no reason the boy should not be playing. He should be playing every game. Here's the only thing that I can think of is Koeman. He keeps talking about how he wants to protect the young players. Additionally, I think he's wanting to get Klaassen experience, because that's the only way he's going to get better, and it's the only way he's going to get acclimatized. However, look at the way we play when Davies is in the game. We play better. Okay, we're a better team when he's in. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying he should be the first name on the card. Okay? When we're playing a game, a must-win, we need Davies in. And I don't get the logic of not playing him.
But there's also the thing that he's getting played too much. Because if you look at that Europa game that he played in, he was one of the worst players on the pitch on the day. He didn't do well at all.
It was one of his worst games.
And then they brought in Klaassen. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. But that wasn't a great game for everyone. I can understand sort of why Koeman doesn't want him playing every week, doesn't want to phase him out, doesn't want to knock his confidence if he has a bad game. I can understand that. But he's a good player. He is a really good player, and he needs to be started. He's got that energy. He's basically a sort of like a younger Wayne Rooney. Like, Wayne Rooney has the passion. He wants to play for Everton. You can see in his eyes. He is proud to put on the Everton shirt. Davies is the same. So that's sort of why he needs to be in the team. He is that player that is proud to put on the club badge.
Plus, he gives us something that Klaassen doesn't give us. You know, when we were talking about in our Klaassen video, we talked about how he doesn't push the ball forward.
Check it out.
Yeah. Davies pushes the ball forward. He's not afraid to make one of those marauding runs all the way up the field. Now, he's not necessarily Mr. Pace. He's not the fastest guy, but he will take the space when given. He's not going to sit there in 1- and 2-touch play because he's worried about getting knocked off the ball. Now, sometimes he gets knocked off the ball. He needs to bulk up some more. But he's got less fear. And he can pick a pass. That assist to Nias against Bournemouth was awesome. It was so smart and slick, and just found him right through the crowd.
It was similar to the one against Southampton that Lukaku got. If you think about it, it was basically the same area,
yeah,
same ball through, and it worked. So he's got that quality.
Yeah, I mean he helps us defensively. He connects play, and he helps get transition going. I think he needs to be playing, but I think Ed and I, we both agree. When he doesn't play, he's being rested or protected, and maybe it's not necessarily because Koeman thinks he shouldn't be in.
But going back to the question by Loza,
yes,
with Barkley, simple answer, yes. Koeman is the reason why Barkley doesn't want to play for Everton, I personally think. Because he's not used to the approach that Koeman gives. I think Koeman could help Barkley a lot with the whole tough approach thing. But it's just, with Barkley, it looks like he's sort of lost all motivation because of the fact that he's sort of because he's the scapegoat for the team. When the team wasn't playing well, the fans, and it looked like the boss, all turned on him. So I can understand sort of why he would want to leave, in thinking, oh, well, hang on, no one's going to want to support me, no one wants to watch me play, so why should I be here?
He has to deal with supporters that put a lot of pressure on him. He has to deal with the fact that...
The media.
And the media that puts a lot of pressure on him. He's got to deal with Koeman, who berates him in the media, and doesn't really act like he's very important to the team. I totally think Koeman is the reason why Barkley wants to leave. And if he hadn't already... And I'm convinced he's been tapped up by Spurs. Convinced that's where he's going to go. I don't like thinking about it, but I think that's what's happening. But honestly, yeah, I think Koeman's the reason. And if Koeman was fine with putting his arm around him, made him feel like he was part of the plans, Barkley wouldn't want to be leaving.
Next question.
Famous EFC on Instagram asks, where will Everton be in 5+ years?
In a new stadium.
B.ub30 Dylan on Instagram asks, maybe a change in formation. We've addressed this before.
Yes. Similar formation to like a 4-4-2, but obviously it didn't work, so we need to try something different. But not 3 number 10s in the same lineup.
Dan Rowley USM asks us to cover new youth players coming through, please. And Yannick Mendelez on Instagram. How is David Unsworth adapting and preparing the U23s and defending the PL2 title after losing top players like Davies, DCL, Joe Williams, Connolly, Dowell, etc. to the first team in loan moves? Okay?
I think he'll adjust. He'll adjust. It'll get him a little bit of time because of the fact that he's lost so many key players. But I think the academy we've got at the minute, we've got so many good players in so many positions that I think he'll adjust. He will adjust.
Some of the impact players that are playing this season that played last season that are maybe playing an even bigger role. Harry Charsley, like you said, Sambo, David Hennon, Matty Foles, Gethin Jones, Benny Banangimi. Honestly, those players, out of those, I don't know if any of them are ready for I mean, Morgan Feeney is another one. I don't know if any of those are ready for the first team. Oh, Luke Garbett is in there. He's getting some minutes now.
Yes, I'm happy with that.
And well, yeah, he's getting minutes, but from what I'm reading, a lot of the reports, he's still got his service, but defensively, he needs to keep stepping it up and bring a little more consistency. We made some really awesome U23 purchases with the lad from Fulham, Adniran, Bowler, Lewis Gibson, Boris Mathis, Markolo. We brought Anton Donkor back on loan. When I look at his Unsworth's lineup and formations, he's tinkering a bit. It's like he's trying to figure out who goes where because he's lost so much.
Yeah,
he's lost a lot. And you know what? Despite losing all those players, they're playing well already. They're still winning games. All right. However, if any of those are like worth first team places right now, I don't think anybody would really say that.
No.
Beningimi looks really dominant when you watch him play, but his position is well stocked on the first team. Unsworth's doing a great job as usual, and the purchases that Everton made for the youth teams are just so impactful, so good. That's it for the fans' thoughts. Thanks so much to our contributors. I've always loved you. Yeah. If you're digging the videos, please subscribe and like and comment and all that wonderful hot stuff. Tell all your wonderful friends about us. Check out Edward's channel. He's got Everton vlogs, FIFA vids, all that kind of hot stuff. Yeah, Edward, thanks, man.
No problem. Don't forget to keep leaving the comments in as well. It's what makes the videos. So yeah, thanks for joining.
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. We're out.
Adios.
Bye-bye.